All right, so if you're building a business and you've had any amount of time in business and you're looking for a hidden profit opportunity, a hidden revenue opportunity, a place to find some more money, start with your existing list. That's your existing customers or clients. So many times entrepreneurs, and I understand why, but so many times we are only thinking about the new customers. I've got to get some more customers. I've got to get some more customers. Got to get some more customers. When we've already spent money getting other people in to buy, they already have qualified themselves as having a problem that we can fix. They already have trust and bonding. They believe in us. Again, this is all provided that you've done your job. You haven't screwed up the relationship. But if you have people on a list that have experienced your knowledge, that have bought your products or services, and you can either, preferably, email them, but even physical mail. If you've got their physical mailing addresses, in fact, you know what's interesting? I find that fewer and fewer businesses actually physically mail these days, and in some cases, physical mail can do way better today than it even did in years gone by because there's less competition in the mailbox. And so, but the email is free. It's like it's already there. So I want to address something in whether we do it right now, but I want to address something of what if you don't have an email list of your customers, so we can talk about that as well. But think about the fact, if you've got a list, an email list of your customers that have bought your products or services, with the push of a button, you can go out and reach them and generate more sales, more profits. And I find that a lot of entrepreneurs don't mail that list. We let it get stale, and then we try to go back and revive it. And so one of the things that you want to think about, go back to my whole idea behind reciprocity, is the more you give, the more you get, is if you're not mailing your list, one of the first things you can start doing right now is giving value. So start sending them something that, do what we're doing right here. Sit down and video you answering some questions that you know your customers or prospects have. And then give that knowledge or that value to them by emailing that out. Put it on YouTube, that's free. Sending an email, other than the cost of the email marketing service, that's free. You know, it doesn't cost anything to hit the button. And so recontacting those people where you've already spent the dollars acquiring the clients is an immediate way to go out and get money. I like campaigns instead of one-off emails. So I want you to think about this. If you've got a list of your existing customers or clients, figure out something that you can promote and then write a series of emails that campaigns them. Go back to the idea behind the old collection letters that you used to get in the mail whenever you were behind. What happened? They sent you a letter, and then they sent you a second notice, and then they sent you a third notice, and then they sent you a final notice, right? Take that same approach with marketing. And so figure out what is it that you're going to promote. Have a special sale. We've talked about this in some of the other questions, is bundling products together, having an irresistible offer, finding an old piece of inventory, something that you can sell that is a limited time offer, and then write 4 emails for day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, with an ever-increasing sense of urgency in those emails. So a good way to do this. Years ago, I heard Frank Kern did a thing called the 4-day cash machine. And he had kind of a model for this that he had adapted from something else. But basically the 4-day cash machine idea is that you're mailing this out to your existing list. First day you say thank you. Say, hey, I just want to say thanks for being a customer of ours. If we can ever be of service, whatever. By the way, I just put together a special deal that if you order it, when you order it by, let's say it's going out on Tuesday, when you order it by midnight on Friday night, you're going to get it for this price, and it's a crazy, irresistible offer. So the next day, you send out another email, and it's that same message, but a little bit different front end. Third day, you're saying, hey, this thing is about to go away. And a good headline for that is last day. And so the people, it's funny because people will fight to get something, but they'll fight a whole lot harder to keep from losing something. And so you put last day. They open that email, and you go, hey, tomorrow is the last day that you're going to be able to get the offer, blah, 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 blah. go there, order now. You got to order before Friday at midnight. And then on Friday you send out, say, this is it, or, final notice or whatever. And then you make that last appeal. That right there, if you have an existing list of people, and it doesn't have to be a huge list, I'll talk about that in just a second, but it doesn't have to be a huge list of people, but you send that out to a list of people that have already shown that they have a problem that your products and services can solve, you're going to generate instant revenue. It never fails. I can remember the very first coaching program that I did many years ago. I was like totally against doing coaching. I had always heard that people say, those who can do, those who can't teach, right? Which is BS. I mean, there are actually a lot of, it's a whole nother mess. My daughter's in college, oldest daughter's in college right now. There's a lot of professors that can't, so they teach. I get that. But there are a lot of entrepreneurs that know some good stuff that if you package that knowledge, you can make money. So I was against it. I was like, man, I'm not going to do anything like this. But I had a guy that he was like, I will wire you $10,000 today if you'll teach me how to get in the speaking business. And I'd been building a business around speaking, coaching, and speaking and training for years. Some of the biggest stages doing keynote addresses. And I was like, And so I ended up, my wife was like, you're an idiot if you don't take his money. So I told him, I said, okay, I'm going to do a program and you can be the first person that's going to be in it. Well, then I was like, well, where are the rest of the people going to come from? And so I wrote an email, and that email, because it was a coaching program on how to get in the speaking business, so I wrote an email that said, are you available to speak? And I sent it out to this little bitty list. I had a list like 200 people on it. And it said, are you available to speak? And when they opened the email, it says, if I called you today and asked you to speak at a meeting, would you be available to speak? Here's why I ask. And then I wrote the offer out and talked about that I was going to be creating this program. And I asked for people to email me back and apply. Out of that little bitty list of a couple hundred people, I had 43 people that applied to be in this coaching program, $10,000 coaching program. And so my point is this, is that often you don't realize that it's like looking out over the water, right? You see the sunset and you see the ripples and you see some boats, but you don't realize there's a whole nother universe that's underneath the surface of the water. Well, you're looking at your list, you're growing your business every day, and what you don't realize is in that list, hidden under the surface, are people that are waking up at night with problems. They're frustrated. They're having conflict in their business, conflict in their marriage. Their health is out of control. Some problem, whatever that problem is that you solve, and they came to you to solve those problems, and all of a sudden, if you were to just put together an offer, mail that list, boom, instant revenue. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope your mind is just set off in all the different ways that you can use this strategy that you just learned. But we have 17 of these cash flow catalysts, these ways that you can go on a money hunt, and we've put them on a checklist that you can download right now. All you do is go to jpmaroney.com/cashflow. Again, jpmaroney.com/cashflow. Put your email address in, hit the button, we'll give you instant access to the PDF and the growing series of videos in this Cash Flow Catalyst series. jpmaroney.com/cashflow.